Hey folks, Wally DM here, and today we're going to see if you should buy the Masters Relics Worldcrafting tokens. Now this is a 200-piece set, and these are intended to be used on an in-person battle mat to help display your throne rooms, your castles, your dungeons, your taverns, or types of outdoor terrain. So you can better tell your story, and instead of drawing on your battle mat, you can just use these tokens. Now if you have been a fan of my channel for a while, or if you have seen some of my older videos, you might remember me using these all the time. Now these tokens here are from a second edition product. I'll put a link in the description below of a product review if you want to see where I got these tokens. But I use these quite a bit, especially the old bookshelves, and you can see here it's just a small piece of paper or really thin cardboard, and I use the doors. I still use the doors on occasion, but the doors, the beds, the books of libraries, these are all stuff that I used to use all the time before I went to more of a three-dimensional look for my puzzle and trap videos. But there are a few things in here that I was needing for an upcoming puzzle video, in particular this water and a few bridges, and there's probably a few other things I'll be able to use. But let's open this up and give you a first-hand look and see if this might be something that you want to use in your game. So immediately off the bat, we get a little pamphlet here that's going to introduce us to what's inside. So we have section 1, we have furniture such as a bar and tables and beds. We have arms, armaments, and sundries that includes bookshelves and torches. We have traps, switches, and other dungeon items. More traps and dungeon items here. We've got runes. We've got architecture and landscape. More architecture and landscape. Again, this is why I bought this, because I'm doing a puzzle video that's going to require some type of water, so I'm hoping this is going to work. So we've got the riverbed here, and we've got the bridge over here, and I intend on using those in a puzzle called 1 Gold Piece for Key that's either out now or should be out soon, so make sure you check it out. I'll put a link in the description below. And of course we've got some thrones, a bunch of different doors, which I'm excited to take a look at, and then we've got sections here on how to use these. So a step-by-step to give you some ideas, and most of these tokens from what I'm reading have a front and a back, where the front is going to look like it is new and the back is going to look like it's destroyed or weathered or things of that nature. So immediately off the bat here we've got a few bushes, we've got some doors, a rock, and if you flip it over you can see that the bushes have more of an autumn side and a fresh green side. Our pond or pool of water here has what looks like to be nice, and on the other side it looks to either be contaminated or some type of marsh. So that is cool. I immediately get ideas when I'm looking at stuff like this that would be a lot of fun in a game. I'm going to punch all of these out and put them in a box, and we could just do random dungeon crawls or things of that nature with stuff like this. We can just pick from the box and add things. So we've got a row of books here, a table, and as you can see here, this path here is a little bit corroded and this bridge is broken. But if we flip it over to the other side, the corridor is just fine, the table is empty, and the bridge is fully intact. So really neat that they have two different sides of this where you can use two different modes. Now these do look like they can be punched out easily because this one's fallen out already, and again, this is what I plan on using in my puzzle videos, so I'm excited about that. And you can see a dry riverbed on one side and a riverbed with water on the other side. And let's just punch these out. Yep, they come out with no problem whatsoever. The bridge too, look at that. And these are easy to just bring out, and within seconds we have all of our pieces. And what I'll probably do is I'll punch all of these out, I'll put them back in the box, and I'll put them in my closet, and you'll probably see these in future videos. So with that being said, let's just take a quick look at the rest of these. A quick pause right here because I thought this throne was cool. We've got like a regular looking throne and a statue on this side, and on the other side the statue has some glowing eyes and a necromancy like throne on the other. So that was really cool to see. So as you can see, there are over 200 pieces here. They come out really nice. and they've got a really good thickness to them. If you can see here, these are some really thick cardboard. If you compare this to what I used to have, these little paper pieces that I taken out of my second edition part, you can definitely see the difference in thickness. Now, as you can see here, I've punched out everything and put them back in the box, and my box is a little bit full, so I would probably suggest, if you do get this, that you're going to either want to get some bags, or you're going to want to get some type of storage container where you can separate these out a little bit, because you're probably going to ding up a lot of these digging through here looking for what you want. So I would probably recommend at least another box or two of this size, some bags to separate them, or some type of storage compartments. Something like I have for my regular train, where you can just put all these in here and you've got plenty of compartments to be able to put all of your pieces in. And not only that, but it's also going to help when you go to be able to set up your things. If you're running a game, especially if it's improv, you're going to be able to have everything separated out where you can have easy access to it and find it right away. Now, one of the things that I did find kind of neat was these treasure chests, and they all have the same on the outside, so you could easily put these treasure chests in an area, and then you flip them over and it could be empty like this one is, or it could have gold in it. And I thought that was really clever. So all of the treasure chests look the same on one side, but on the other side they're either empty or they have treasure. And in fact, there's even one of these that has a mimic, and I thought that was very clever. So we could use all 6 of these treasure chest tokens. We could make them random, and if we're playing an improv game, we can just set one out there, and if the characters open it, it could be an empty treasure chest, it could have treasure, or we could be rolling for initiative. So those are really cool. Now, I also noticed this as I was reading the back of the box. It says add dry or wet erase marker for details and notes, if that's your thing. So what I have here is a couple of dry erase markers, and I'm not going to write on my tokens, but I will write on this, and we'll see if we can write on it and wipe this off. Some black dry erase there, and some purple, and I'm not even going to let these sit. I'm just going to see if they'll wipe right off. And look at that, just like magic. Well, seeing that it works so well in that, where'd that mimic go? I think I'm going to try, there we go, there's our mimic. We're going to put a big X on him, as if the characters have killed him. X with our dry erase, and let's see if it wipes right off. Absolutely. So these work very well with dry erase markers. For the most part, I think this is a really good set. There are a lot of options for indoors, outdoors, mansions, dungeons, whatever it is to your choosing, and most of them are pretty decent with regards to size. I will say, however, things like these ponds and even the water, which is some of the things that I wanted for the video that I made, seems a little bit thin, especially when you get to these here, where this is supposed to be a stream, and the stream is very narrow. So I don't feel like the waterways with regards to the streams, the ponds, and things of that nature are very good as to being on scale with regular size D&D miniatures, but everything else seems to work okay. The thrones are pretty cool. These runes are really nice, but there's only 4 different runes. I would have loved to have a full set of runes like this, and as you can see, one side has an inactive and the other one is glowing. So that would have been really cool to do a tile dungeon with runes, but as it stands, there's only 4 different ones. I do have a few more in the box, but only 4 different runes involved. There are a few other cool parts that I found after going through this. This little book here is also a mimic, which I thought was really neat. So we have a little book mimic, and I really like these levers. I'm always using levers in my games for traps or puzzles, or just to open up a door, and so these levers are going to be nice to have. I also like the different array of doors. We have doors that are sealed, we have some red doors, we have some gates, and all kinds of things along those lines. I think there could have been more bedroom type furnitures. There's only a few different beds in here, maybe a little bit more office stuff, but there is plenty of different wizard-like things. So we have some arcane shelves, we have potions and herbs, we have bookshelves, we have weapon racks, we have statues, tables that are plain or with food on the other side, all kinds of different things. So all in all, I'm very satisfied with the different array and all of the different items that you get with this set, and I really think that these pieces can help spur your imagination and even help create encounters and environment if you're playing a game in real life. So there's a lot of good things that I can say about the Masters Relics Worldcrafting tokens. I think some of my favorite parts about it is the uniqueness of some of these tokens, the art, and the fact that you can write on them with dry erase marker and it wipes right off. I think that's absolutely brilliant. The manual that is included has a lot of details and tells you exactly what everything is, and I think if you're looking to upgrade your terrain, if you play a lot of games in real life and you like to look at some of these pieces, I think this is a nice easy upgrade for you, and it's only going to cost you $19.99 on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below. Now that price is as of June 2023, which is actually kind of funny because I recorded most of this video in July of 2022 when I was working on the 1 gold piece for key video. So if you'd like to see this terrain used in one of my puzzle videos, be sure to check out the 1 gold piece for key, and I'll put a link in the description below. Now the only thing that I can think of that are my negatives for this is once you open it, you are going to want to find something different to store it in, something a little bit bigger so the pieces are easier to find. And of course the riverbeds and ponds are a little bit undersized, but that's not too big of a deal. But all in all, I'm really happy with my purchase. Now I bought this myself. I'm not sponsored for this video or things along those lines. I just really liked the things that were inside, so I thought I would show them to you. Let me know in the comments section below if this is something that you would pick up. Now, should you buy this? That's totally up to you. If this is something that you could foresee yourself using in your games at home, then I suggest picking it up. It's a nice little addition. So that's all I have for you today. What did you think of the Masters Relics Worldcrafting tokens? Do you already have this, or is it something you plan on getting? Be sure to leave a comment below and let's get a discussion going. Thank you very much for watching, and on to the next.